What's up, everyone? Joe here from Subtle Art Soap. Hope you're all doing well. If you're new to our channel, welcome. Check out the videos. If you like what you see, please give it a like and consider subscribing. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. And as always, we really appreciate your support. So before we get to the shave, I want to talk about something that it's a question that we often get about our bath soaps. Now, a lot of times when we're working the farmer's market or different events, people will come up to us and ask if our soap is good for certain skin conditions, medical conditions. For example, this past weekend, we had someone ask us if our soap was good for eczema. We've also had people ask us if our soap is good for acne. And the response that I always give, the response that Sadie always gives, is sometimes it's taken the wrong way. A lot of times people will think maybe we're being rude or that we don't know our product, and that's not the case at all. The truth is we know our product, and that's why we give the response that we give. We also know the law, and we also know the regulations, and that's why we give the response that we give. When people ask me those questions about whether or not soap is good for certain skin conditions or medical conditions, I always say the same thing. I always tell them, legally, I'm not allowed to make any claim that our soap will help with any kind of medical condition. The only thing that I can tell you is it's soap and it will clean you. That's not us being rude. That's not us not knowing our product. That's the regulation. That's the law. That's all that you can claim when you're dealing with a bath soap. Bath soaps are regulated by the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Once you make a claim that your soap does anything other than clean you, you're no longer selling a soap. You're either selling a cosmetic or you're selling a drug, in which case you'd be regulated by the FDA. And there's all kinds of other requirements once you do that. And I'll explain that a little bit while we're shaving, because there is a difference between bath soaps and shave soaps, and I'll get into that a little bit. But that response is not us being rude. That is basically what soaps are classified as. They're not cosmetics, they're not drugs, they're just soaps, and they're intended to clean you. I want to read you something. This is directly from the Consumer Product Safety Commission, and it has to deal with soaps. You can go online and look this up for yourself. The Consumer Product Safety Commission regulates true soaps that meet the FDA's interpretation at 21 CFR section 701.20. Now, I would love to break out the paralegal degree and dive into this a lot deeper, but that's a video for another time. That's 10 videos for another time, which outlines the following requirements for a true soap. 1. What it's made of. The bulk of the non-volatile matter in the product consists of an alkali salt of fatty acids. That's your olive oil, your coconut oil, your cocoa butter, your shea butter. Those are your fatty acids. 2. What ingredients cause its cleaning action? The detergent properties of the product are due to the alkali fatty acid compounds. That's saying that the fats and butters in your soap are what is doing the cleaning. Inclusion of synthetic detergents could classify the product as a cosmetic. That's if you add different things to it to do the cleaning. Although the product may be labeled as a soap. So it could become a cosmetic even though it's labeled as a soap. How it's intended to be used. This is the important one right here. The product is labeled, sold, and represented only as soap. Now, I'm going to grab one out of our cabinet for you. I'll show you. It's soap. It's only labeled as a soap. It's a bath soap. It's not labeled as anything else. And that's where I said before, shave soap is a little different. And we'll talk about that in a second. Making claims such as moisturizing skin, making the user smell nice. Can't even claim that with a bath soap. What does that sound like? That's your shave soaps, that's your aftershaves. Or deodorizing the body could classify the product as a cosmetic. Making claims, now this is the important one right here. Making claims such as intended to treat skin conditions like acne or eczema or killing germs could classify the product as a drug. Like I said, once you make those claims, you are no longer regulated by the Consumer Product Safety Commission. You are regulated by the FDA, and you're required to have testing and certain labeling and a whole host of other requirements. So that's why when people ask us, that's why we give the response that we give. We're not being rude. We're not, we don't know our product. That's the law. And the one thing that we're never going to do, we are never going to break the rules just to sell our product. We won't do it. It's not worth it. I'm not going to risk everything that Sadie and I have worked for the past 3 years to build just to make a sale. If you won't buy our soap because I won't tell you what you want to hear, then you're not going to buy our soap, and that's fine. I'll sleep fine at night. But I'm not going to break any laws or violate any regulations just to make a sale. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick. It's something that comes up a lot with us. It's something that we deal with all the time. And, I just wanted to clear that up, explain why we say what we say. All right, so let's get to the shave. Today we're going to be shaving with lemon and lavender. I already have some in the bowl, of course. Way too much again. Fine accoutrements bowl. We do have a matching splash for this, lemon and lavender. The razor that we're going to be using, Parker Solo Edge. I have the blade I have in here, excuse me, an Aster blade. I just snapped it in half. That's what we have in there. And for the brush, we're going to be using this is my Maggard Razors 2-band Badger. This is one of the first brushes that I ever bought. And the reason I bought it is because when I was first starting out 6 years ago, I didn't know much about the brushes. So I was reaching out to various shops, asking questions about brushes. And I reached out to Maggard Razors. And within a couple hours, I had a response from Brad Maggard. And we went back and forth a little bit, explaining, talking about brushes. And he made a couple of recommendations to me. One was this one, and one was, I don't have that one here, a smaller synthetic that I usually use when I'm traveling. So that's why usually when I'm looking for a new brush, I'll go to Maggard's first because they were the first ones to help me out. So that's kind of why I do that. But you can see I've used this one a lot. This one's been broken in really nice. All right, I'm going to wet my face, and then we will get right to the shave. All right. Let's get right to it. So I have a little bit different setup here. I have a different camera holder. My other one, you guys probably noticed my videos, I'll start right here in the middle, and then I kind of slowly drift off, right? Because the way the camera was set up and then what I was using to hold my phone to shoot the video was like right in my vision, like right where I needed to look. So I was constantly like moving over so I can see it. But this new one, it's a lot slimmer, it's a lot smaller. So hopefully I can stay in frame without drifting all the way over. And a subscriber left a really funny comment on my last video because I had talked about how I drift when I'm doing this. And it was the man with the yellow hat is the subscriber's name. You can check out the comments. You can see what he said. He said, eventually I'm gonna, what do you say? He said, eventually I'm gonna drift completely off camera and out the bathroom door while still talking and shaving. I don't know. It's very possible with that last setup. Let me check my little microphone here. I think it's about to drop. About to fall off. Yeah, we're good. All right, let's get to it. I really like this. These brushes, once they get broken in, man, they're so nice. All right, so what do we got going on? Well, tomorrow, our re-release of Following Seas drops, and that's going to be tomorrow at noon Eastern. If you're on the West Coast, 9 a.m. Pacific, and you can get it at the Shave Supply. Right now, that's the only places where it's available on our website and at the Shave Supply. And I really want to say thank you to Gareth. What's up, Gareth? For all your support. I really, Sadie and I, we really do appreciate it. I keep telling Gareth that when I retire, it's not that far away, that I'm going to take a, excuse me, I'm going to take a road trip out to his shop, get a shave, hang out in California, maybe visit Phil. What's up, Phil? Bricktown Grooming. That's my plan. A little road trip, California, just for a shave. Why not, right? I'm retired. I'll be retired. All right. Parker Solo Edge. First pass. Oh no, it looks like I'm drifting off camera. I might actually walk right out the door here and keep talking and shaving. I guess you were right? I was thinking about doing that all day. Like, that'd be funny. So, yeah, like I was talking about before earlier, that's a lot of the questions that we get. We often get those questions from people at the markets. And, I completely understand, why people are asking. They're looking for more, natural, more all natural solutions to maybe things they're dealing with. But, like I said, there's certain things you can and can't do, when you're in this business. And we just, we won't, we're not going to break any laws or violate any regulations just to make a sale. Now, not everyone gives us a hard time when we tell them. Some people do understand. But more often than not, we get kind of a bit of a negative reaction. I gotta tell you, man, this Parker Solo Wedge, I've never had this many razors sell so fast. And we have a bunch of razors in our inventory, and this one, for a new razor, this one sold really, really fast. I think I might have got a little, maybe? Nah. I absolutely like this setup a lot better. I can stay like right in frame. All right, first pass. Very nice. I'll do a quick little rinse off, and then we'll go with pass number 2. Just letting that water drain out a little bit. You know, it's funny when we talk about the rules and the regulations and how much people maybe in this industry, maybe they don't know. You know, they're starting out and they do things, and you see it and you're like, what are you doing, man? You can't you can't say that, you can't do that. And we try and help people, you know, as much as we can. If we see something messed up, you know, we'll try and help people. I'll try and say something to people and be like, you know, kind of explain it to them. But I think there's a lot to it. There's a lot you got to pay attention to. And things do change. You know, guidelines will change, regulations will change, and you got to stay up on it, because you know you don't want to take that chance of not having your product labeled properly, not having your product displayed properly, not having your product ingredients displayed properly. You know, all these things can create problems for you. And it's not that they're difficult regulations or difficult things to follow. It's just you just got to take the time and research and pay attention. You know, I had a friend that was I have a friend that was kind of messing around with excuse me, making his own aftershaves just for personal use, you know, just for himself. And he was using consumable alcohol to make it, using Everclear, because perfumer's alcohol is really expensive, and you get into, you know, at certain levels you get into needing permits and different things like that. But he was just doing it, you know, for his own personal use and experimenting with mixing up fragrances, and he wanted to start selling it. And I explained to him, you know, can't use consumable alcohol as your base. Not only will the FDA not be happy with that, but the ATF may have something to say about that too. Now that's why you see when you see aftershaves, you'll see it'll say alcohol denatured or alcohol. What is it? SB40. denatured. Or it'll be listed perfumers alcohol. Now, those are denatured alcohols. Those are alcohols that have something added to them to make them non-consumable. And that's why you always see those. But it's not cheap, that's for sure. All right, how we do? 2 passes. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup here. That's not bad. I'm gonna do a little cleanup. I'm usually good with just the 2, but I feel like doing a little cleanup today. All right, nice. All right, we'll rinse off and then we'll do a quick recap. All righty, we're good. Well, aftershave, a little lemon and lavender. You know, I was never a really big fan of lavender, but when I started mixing it with other things, kind of had a different appreciation for it. Especially lemon. You mix it with lemon, it just brightens it right up. It's really nice. All right, let's do a recap. Soap, lemon and lavender, splash, aftershave, lemon and lavender, razor, Parker, solo edge with an Astor blade, Maggard razors, 2-band Badger, and a fine accoutrements bowl. All right, guys, that'll do it. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.